Editor-in-Chief of Designers today in Las Vegas at Market with Glen Peloso of Grafu Studio. Glen, thank you so much for coming on. I actually roped you in from the lobby of Building A because I've known you for a couple of years and I always enjoy seeing you. You make me laugh. You always smell really good. And
we should do this on Smell-O-Vision. It would be so much better.
I know, right? But and thank you, because I know you're going right into a tour.
Right.
You take people around Vegas and show them your favorite places. So what's going on? How many people are you expecting this year? And where are you going?
So I try to, as much as possible, to keep it relatively small. I feel that if it gets really big, it's hard to get to anybody's individual questions.
Yes,
and there's so much going on here. It's really, and the tour is really a way of what I would say wetting your whistle. Because I know for the first time you go to anything, I remember years ago the first time I went to the Canton Fair, which is in South China, it was just, you're almost, it's like being your own client going to a lighting store where they just, in 5 minutes they glaze over and they want to go home.
Right.
It can be the same experience with Market. So I think it's really valuable as a designer or as a retailer, if you haven't been, to be able to say, here's some of the high points, here's some of the things where I'll understand what's available at a market, if I'm a designer, how to use it, how to work with it, so that I know what kind of a client I have, where it is, what budget I'm trying to achieve, and where to go.
I have a question, because you hail from Toronto.
I do indeed.
And do a lot of people that come on your tour, are they also Canadian designers?
So some of them, initially it was a lot of Canadians, and I've done a few seminars and things to talk about how to work over the border, because I've
come to it and it was very interesting.
Good. And there are lots of other challenges just because you have to import-export in order to get it into the country, and how does that affect the price, and being able to establish as you shop the market what product is something that you're going to be able to sell in your marketplace. In the same way that, you would sell something differently, I don't know, in LA than you might sell it in, I don't know, Springsville,
Missouri,
or wherever.
There must be one,
There's some sort of, and you want to be able to think about those kinds of things. But now it's just sort of people in general who come and sort of want to have that kind of perspective on the market. Yeah.
And do you take them for a nice lunch? Like, do you have your favorite showrooms for lunches? Because I know one that I love to go to for lunch.
For lunch?
Yes, it's very important when you're at market. I mean, do.
I think this time we'll probably be, today we'll be at Four Hands for lunch, I think.
Good choice.
Used to a nice lunch. And part of it is actually, and this is odd to say, but the first time I came, I was a little bit like, is it okay if I have an apple? Like, would you mind? like I was somehow...
I'm starving.
Like, and I had come to somebody's house and I was going through their fridge and getting people to, even just instructing people that it's okay. That they did this so that partly so that you could be fed, but partly so that you won't leave.
Right.
Because you're going to have to leave the market to go have lunch somewhere, and then you're not looking at products. So please feel free to help yourself. This is built into sort of how the market works, to help people relax.
A lot of hospitality built into the market.
And I think you need to know who to go, get to the showroom and know who to go speak to, who, not to be afraid of going into certain things. And then to some degree here, if if there's 3 floors of mattresses. I mean, from the perspective of a designer, if I was buying for a hotel, it might be a whole other thing. But from the perspective of a designer, I'm not probably going to buy my client a mattress. I'm going to say, you should go shopping for that.
And that's interesting. I mean, so you won't really go to those floors.
Just eliminate them.
Right.
Otherwise, the size of the market and what there is to see is overwhelming.
It is.
You have to go and do the things that are important to you and your business first, and then explore. That's why I love going to the pavilions, because you just find some things that you never saw before.
Yes.
It's nice to go and see new people who are just starting. Prototypical things are really cool.
Well, I did go on a tour a couple years ago that you had. I would love to maybe infiltrate. I don't know if I'll have time, but I might tag along. You might end up seeing me, so don't be surprised.
You would never ever be a bad thing in any, in print and media, and sometimes just sitting beside me.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you so much for giving me the time to do this with you.
And you can always have time.
Have fun, and if I see you, let's say hello. I'd love to meet your group and just,
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.